Hello everyone, and thank you for watching Racing Envy. I'm Will Brown, and today we're going to be talking about the BMW Z4 GT3. Now, a few things we'll be going over in this video are certain details on the production model of Z4 that the race car is based on. Of course, we're going to be talking about the one-off racing variant, the Z4 GT3, and some interesting things about the race variant as well. Now, to start off, the BMW Z4 we're going to be talking about today is the highest performance model of the time, which is the S-Drive 35IS. Now, this model was produced between the years of 2010 and 2016 and came at an MSRP of $77,000. Now, the internal name and convention for the chassis is the E89. Now, this Z4 replaces the outgoing E85 and E86 models of the previous generation, which were the coupe and soft top convertible models. Now, this model, the E89, only comes in the two-door convertible form with folding hardtop. On to the engine stats and transmission options, which in this model, the 35IS, has a twin-turbo 3-liter inline-6 with direct injection and 4 valves per cylinder. The only transmission option is the 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox for this model, even though the lower trim levels have an optional automatic and manual. It's the 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox for this model, which is made in partnership between the manufacturer Getrag, known for their gearboxes, and BMW. For the 35IS, only rear-wheel drive is available. The stock numbers for this model are 335 horsepower with 330 pound-foot of torque, which is actually raised to 369 pound-foot of torque with the overboost feature. This helps the Z4 get from 0 to 60 in 4.8 seconds, in which actually there's no number available that's published without the actual overboost feature. The top speed comes in at 155 miles an hour. Now, some cool things about the Z4 from this model year, and also specifically for the 35IS, is the addition of launch control on the IS model. Also, regenerative braking, which comes standard. Also, the E89 Z4 is the first Z car from BMW with a retractable hardtop. Even though the DCT is the only transmission available in the IS trim, lower trim levels through the 6 years of this car's production have the option of a 6-speed automatic and also a 6-speed manual transmission. Now, the exterior mirrors on the Z4 are colored oxide silver to denote the higher trim level, which is the IS, and the standard features on the IS package now are the M Sport package, which comes with the M Aero package and adaptive suspension, which combines a ride height reduction of about ½ an inch over the standard model, and also comes with electronically controlled shock absorbers with dynamic damping, which control to improve the vehicle's agility without compromising ride comfort. Also, can't forget the tuned exhaust that was created specifically for the IS model from the M group, M department, M division. Now let's move on to the Z4 GT3. Now, this race car was available to purchase from 2010 until 2015 and came in at an MSRP of about $330,000. This car participated in the GT3 class of racing in most series, while it also participated in the GT3 base class of GTLM for the IMSA racing series. Now, what separates this car exclusively from the production model is that this model actually has the 4.4-liter V8 engine, which in this application is known as the P65. It is a race variant of the S65 that was featured in the M3 models of this time frame, and the Z4 race car was the first to actually receive this engine outside of those models. The power comes in at 515 horsepower with an unspecified amount of torque, which is understandable since this will be changed based on the need of the racing series that it participates in. Now, the P65 V8 engine was very stout and came standard with a steel crankshaft, forged pistons, high-performance steel conrods, 8 individual throttle bodies, not unlike the production S65, high performance header with silencer. I don't blame them, since even the production S65 engine is obnoxiously loud when mufflers and cats are removed, and just straight pipe for the exhaust. Also a dry sump, water to air cooler and heat exchanger, lightweight wire harness to obviously keep the overall weight down, and the usual race car stuff such as the high performance spark plugs and high performance coils with integrated ignition drivers. Now the Z4 GT3 model standard equipment comes with the revised aero design, racing rear differential, enlarged track width in the front and rear axle, aluminum rear wing steel body with steel tube safety cell, 6-speed sequential racing transmission with straight cut unsynchronized gears, including its very own oil coolers, the 8N rear 5-way adjustable shock absorbers with thicker stabilizer bars. Now the front axle contains 6-piston aluminum brake calipers with intervented cast iron brake discs, while the rear axle contains 4-piston aluminum brake calipers with cast iron brakes. Now the carbon fiber components of the bodywork comprises of the front wing, rear apron, hood, roof, trunk, rocker panel, doors, front wing, and flared rear wheel arches, which this is understandable since the car's transmission itself combined with the V8 engine would add quite a bit of weight to the overall dimensions of the car, and this would provide for some good lightweight balance. Now the Z4 GT3 dimensions come in at 3 inches longer and a full 8.6 inches wider than the production model, with a weight that is 950 pounds lighter than the production car. Imagine that combined with all that power. Now, with the strong package that the vehicle makes, it is without question, if this were the Z4M that was released for this model year, it would definitely be at least 75% of the car that we see here. I definitely feel that the British style big V8 Roadster from BMW would get plenty of love over here in the States and across the world. Now, some cool things about the Z4 GT3 was that it was the only GT3 car in the first few seasons of competition that had dynamic stability control, which is very useful featuring cars with a short wheelbase such as this, because as we know, cars with short wheelbases are prone to a phenomenon called snap oversteer. Now, this is where the rear wheels will suddenly lose traction mid-corner once the weight shifts off of those rear wheels. Also, during the period of the 2012 racing season, during the Z4 GT3's tenure, BMW introduced the BMW Motorsport Service Trailer, which gave customer racing teams access to spare parts at numerous racetracks and events across the world. Now beforehand, of course, teams would have to try their hardest to source parts from their current inventory or take them off of another car that's in the garage. Now, with some teams actually having to fabricate some temporary parts to fit the vehicle, and usually any team. Now, worst case scenario, if a part that needs to replace cannot be found, sourced, or fabricated, the team will be out of the race because of a simple part that they just cannot source. Now, during the Z4 GT3's years of competition, you could watch the car race in IMSA and the American Le Mans Series in the US, and in Europe, you could see the car compete in the 24-hour Endurance Series, Blogpon Endurance Series, the ADAC GT, and the VLN Series. And lastly, in Japan, you could see it in the Super GT series participating in the GT300 class. Now, if you're like me and you love your racing games, some of the best titles you can catch the car in for that good sim experience would be Gran Turismo 7, Forza Motorsport 7, iRacing, and for you mobile gamers, Real Racing 3. Well, that's all we have for today's video. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and see you at the track.